Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night. I'm not sure where you are, but nevertheless, it's a great opportunity to share and to be alive and to experience God's presence. You all come on in. It's always grateful to God for the opportunity to share. And we got a word for you, man. We got a word for you. We got a word. We got a word. It's time to step up. It's time to get out of the boat, do something different, be different, arise from the ashes, all that. It's time to go. All right. Again, good morning to everybody. And we would hope that you all would share this platform with somebody. Somebody need a word this morning, man. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let's get started. Steps to cultivating. Listen to this: cultivating, developing healthy and thriving relationships. Again, that's across the board. Across the board. I mean, in every area of your life. A relationship is the thread of success or failure for that matter. So I gave you, excuse me, number one, spiritual restoration and healing. All right, I'm gonna give you the second one today, just one. So you can't handle all of them. I think there's seven, but nevertheless, the second of the steps to cultivating healthy and thriving relationships is mental healing or mental health. All right. Mental healing, mental health are one and the same. All right. So, what is the definition of mental healing? Mental health or healing includes our emotional, excuse me, psychological, and social well being. All right. Again, it includes our emotional, we're going to talk about that more in depth, psychological, the mental, and social well being. Those are the threads. All right. Those are the threads of mental health. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life. Listen to this: from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. So there's a stage called innocence, childhood, innocence. You don't know, you're unlearned, you are ignorant in many instances because you don't know. All right, and so you are exposed to certain behavioral patterns, environments, cultural tendencies because you're a child. All right, but then you go from childhood to adolescence. Listen to this. So adolescence leads to adulthood. So if you don't get it fixed, now I'll give you I'll give you a pass somewhat. Childhood, it's not your fault. But by the time you're a teenager and you haven't, but hopefully you've had some instructions, some guidance, and whatever, and you haven't decided to be different, to develop mental health, guess what? Unfortunately, you're going to find out that as an adult, if you didn't address it as an adolescent, you're now an adult with a sick mind. And here's the piece: hooking up with someone, marrying someone, in a business environment with someone, engagement or agreement, guess what? You're still the same person. All right? You're still the same person. A suit don't fix this. A nice car don't fix this. Change your venue don't fix it. So let's talk about the mental health side, particularly with the emotional health, because this is huge, right? So no, people who are emotionally healthy are in control of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. People who are emotionally healthy are in control of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So the opposite side of emotional health is emotional illness or sickness. So if you don't get your thoughts healed, your feelings healed, your behavior don't change. Wow. They are able to cope with life challenges. They can keep problems in perspective and bounce back from setbacks. You need to go on Instagram and LinkedIn, look at my quote about what people say they deserve. No, you don't deserve it. You earn it. You earn it. Life is not about what you deserve. It's about earning something. The church has to understand favor is not a free check. No, you want to be on the side of discipline, accountability. Particularly discipline means that I'm training myself to win. I'm trained and I'm in training. So life challenges and all the above, I'm being trained how to bounce back. My Lord. They feel good about themselves and have good relationships. When you have emotional health, you feel good about yourself and you have good relationships. I guarantee you this. Hear me today. This is free. You show me a person that has a trail of broken relationships. I will show you a person that suffers from poor emotional health. Hear me today. You show me a person that hasn't learned how to build relationships and it's always someone else's fault or whatever, I can assure you that they don't have good emotional health. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got a wake up call for you. You don't have within your tool chest the tools to fix that person. Have you ever worked on something and you discover you didn't have the tool to fix it? The wrench was either too small, too big, something just didn't happen. Guess what? You don't have it. Stop trying to fix other people and work on yourself. Oh, I heard the Lord with that one. That's real talk. Okay, so Paul says in Romans 12:2, he says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformed by the renewing of your mind. Why? That you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I cannot know what God's will is with a mind that's all jacked up. So the word transform means it means that whether transform means that your whole life is going through a transformation. This is important. Not just hear this church, hear this Christians, hear this individuals, hear this. Your every area of your life is going through a transformation, a metamorphosis. Not just one area. Your finances, your health, your mind, your relationships, all that is going through a transformation, which means your life has new motives. Now, here's the other side of the equation as I close. The renewing or the renovation. The word renew means to renovate. You're renovating your mind, all right, through the Holy Spirit. So you're renovating. What are you renovating? You're renovating your thoughts, your feelings, your will, and understanding. That's the mind. The mind is the thoughts, feelings, will, and understanding. So the renovation or the renewing process encompasses my thoughts, my feelings, my will, which is my choices, and understanding how I understand stuff. That's it. That's it. This is real talk with the bishop. You want to have healthy relationships. You got to go through a renovation yourself. You got to go through a process and ultimately, because I guarantee you that until you change the filter, you're gonna be running like a nomad from place to place, relationship to relationship, venue to venue, and not realizing that you know what, I got to fix this. I have to fix this with God's help. I have to fix this because if I don't fix it, that mind I had as a child, as an adolescent, now is the mind I have as an adult. And time does not fix everything. Whew. Hear me today. Time does not fix everything. It's what you do with the time that God gives you. Whoo, I felt God with that. That's real talk. But things will change over time. Yeah, they're changing either for the better or for the worse. That's real talk, man. So let's get the word out. Let's share. Let's get healed. All right. So we can have healthy and thriving relationships. I've been a counselor. I've counseled hundreds and hundreds of people in my years of 30 years of pastor. I've counseled people. I've sat in meetings with people and counseled them for hours. I've given advice. I've given counsel. But giving advice is one thing, is what you do with what you've heard that determines the effectiveness of what you heard. And if you don't do what you need to do with it, guess what? It's wasted. It's wasted. All right. Y'all be blessed. Let's get the word out, man. Let's get the word out. Stop making excuses. Committed people do not make excuses. Uncommitted people make excuses. Let's share. Be blessed.